Yeah. All I need is my team. Couple bitches in a pocket full of cream. That's right. A new edition.
Yeah. It's your boy Gully. Now tuned to Room 1231, dopest podcast, and I got a guest. Well, you ain't really a guest. I guess a co-host at this point. Introduce yourself.
This is Liz,
Oh
the
yeah.
new co-host.
I forgot.
Liv.
Yeah.
I'm okay with going by Olivia, I guess.
No, I
But I
mean,
hear it so much. It's just like I'd rather just hear Liv.
hey, listen, call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. I ain't say nothing. I just let you introduce yourself. You feel me? So,
Okay, well, we're gonna go with Liv.
okay, we're gonna go with Liz. So we're gonna talk about aliens because this shit been in the news so much as of lately, and this is something that I personally believe exists. I don't know about you. What about you?
I believe in them. I feel like they exist wholeheartedly.
You
I
said
feel
what?
like they're here. I feel like they're here. I feel like I believe in them 100%.
Do you feel like some of the people that you may have encountered in your life may have been aliens?
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, I can't really say. I feel like I've encountered some strange people
Mm-hmm.
that could be.
Why you feel
I
like that?
remember one guy, he was just so freaking weird. Like, he used to be a roommate with me and my ex. And he was a roommate there. And he was just so weird. Like, he like the stuff he eats. Like, he's just a regular, just Caucasian American person, like no religious views or whatever, but the way that he did things, like he would only come out his room at a certain time of day, like, or like out cook stuff, and he wouldn't eat it. Like he would literally only eat like hot dogs or like just weird combinations with hot dogs. But I used to be like, this motherfucker is weird, but he's very smart. He was a handsome guy. Like, wasn't nothing wrong with him physically or I don't feel like mentally, but he used to do some weird shit. And the fact that he wouldn't come out his room until like it was like late in the evening, it's crazy for me. Like, I don't know what he'd be doing, but
Well,
I don't know. I thought he was weird.
you know they say very intelligent people tend to be a bit weird because they say they access a different part of their brain, and creative people tend to be a little weird as well.
Of course.
So maybe that's just what it was. Maybe he came out late at night just because he really wasn't too social, so he was trying to avoid people, thinking that okay.
No, like what I mean, like he like of course for work he would leave in the morning for work, but like when it came like to like evenings, like to go out and do stuff, like he wouldn't go out and do stuff with us after a certain time, or he like I don't know, he was just really weird about going outside during the day. Unless it's for work, he would be inside. And on the weekends, if we want to do anything like as a collective, it had to be during the day because this man was like not feeling nighttime or whatever. I mean, he wasn't feeling daytime, and it's just like so weird. I don't know.
So you think it's possible he was an alien?
I don't know. I don't know an alien though, so it's hard to compare. But I feel like if I had to say like he was like undercover, probably I would name him out of the bunch of people I met. I always thought he was strange. Like I would sleep with the door locked. Right.
But if he's an alien, he probably can still get in, right?
I don't know, but I do feel like they walk among us, though, for sure.
Like among us in terms of like a human form, you believe?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you believe in like the shapeshifters and all that shit people be talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you.
I don't feel like anybody can do that, but yes, I believe that they do that.
So,
I truly believe that they do that.
So you like a conspiracy theorist?
Kinda, but I don't want to like. I don't know. So like, I feel like, and I'm not like I'm not a Christian. I don't consider myself a Christian. I consider myself as a Baptist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not shaming any type of religion, but it's almost like as the time goes on, it kind of makes me feel like the aliens are where it's like this one big alien that is God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, that's my conspiracy theory that our whole religion things that we have, the different religions, it really just all boils down to this it's only being aliens up there. And in the Bible they talk about how, you know, the rapture and all that stuff like that, or like the end of time and stuff. And it's like we are living in our last days now.
Oh
But
Lord.
the fact, yeah, absolutely, we are definitely living in our last days. There's a lot of things that you know, like I said, only coming from a religious standpoint, there are a lot of things that were in the Bible that has happened within the past couple of years. So now that the conversation of like aliens come up, and then they're like, yeah, we have evidence that these things exist, and then like I mentioned earlier, the heat, global warming, all of these things is just kind of like, I feel like that is kind of like our ending is just being with aliens. There's no, I don't want to say that there's no God. I don't want to say that, but we're talking about conspiracy theories. I feel like that is going to be our end. It's being with aliens, or them coming back and kind of like taking over the planet or some shit, and we become their slaves or something. I don't know.
So
I don't feel like it's going to be a positive experience. Rather,
so you believe in the Anunnaki story and stuff like that?
you said what?
The Anunnaki and stuff like that.
Not really.
Okay. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, my sister talks about all that.
Okay.
I just don't. It just don't make sense to me. That's
Okay.
just my opinion. I don't.
No, I feel you. So, how much do you know about history in terms of the Earth?
Not a lot off the top of my head. I mean, we learned stuff in school, but off the top of my head right now, I really can't think of anything.
Okay.
I do feel like we contribute to a lot of shit that goes on with the planet. I feel like we was having global warming conversations when I was in freaking elementary school. I don't remember. I don't know how old you are. I graduated high school in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So we was talking about that stuff in like elementary school. So I feel like if they had, you know, the mind to talk about those things, then why didn't we change those things? Because now we're in the situation that we're in. Like, damn, it's just y'all had the opportunity to fix it, and now that everything is crunch time, now they giving us all little bits and pieces of information, like, oh, the heat isn't going to get any better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nothing we can do, but it's like y'all had time to do something, or give us resources to change our ways, or implement laws and stuff like that. Like, they didn't do any of that, like, at all.
Yeah, well, some people tried to, but like other parties shut it down, type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Me personally, I don't feel like I tried to do anything. So.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Not on a personal.
I mean,
level.
if it's not implemented in your everyday life,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like you don't think about like, oh, the ozone layer is fucked up. Like, you don't think about that stuff every day. But hey, look, we made our bed. We got to lay in it. It is what it is.
Okay.
You know that video I posted with that lady? She's like, look, if the aliens come, they just come. I mean, do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of like how I'm with it. Like, look, if y'all coming back, this is it. Just do what y'all gonna do. Like, let's stop talking about it on the news and scaring people. Like, if y'all gonna do it, just do it. Thank you.
Yeah. So this how I feel. As far as global warming, that's a little bit different, but I know you're saying that it can go coincide with the aliens thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked if you know about history because I went to college, of course, as well. I can't even say of course because everybody don't go to college. So I went to college and I had an anthropology class, and I also had an oceanography class where I learned a lot of information. And I'm into history a lot, and I'm going to tell you this: this is not the hottest the Earth has ever been, with human beings being on it. The Sahara Desert, it once was a lake, and every couple 100,000 years, the Earth shifts, like it tilts, and so what happens is we have polar shifts, and some of the oceans become deserts, and some of the deserts go back to becoming oceans every 100,000 years. The heat spikes, or it'll get extremely hot, or it'll get extremely cold. So during when George Washington, the president of the first president of the United States, when he was around, they had a mini ice age where the lakes in America were so frozen that you can walk over it, like completely to different to a different state or whatever the case may be. So we go on these polar shifts. So when they talk about this global warming, how all this is the end, this is the end. I'm telling you, based off of stuff that I know about history, this is nowhere near. This type of shit happened a million times. And humanity.
Well, then that goes into that conversation of like religion and science. You know, a lot of people don't like to mix the two. Me personally, I feel like they have they are similar in a lot of ways. But like I said, it just depends on what you want to believe in. If you want to believe in your religion, or if you want to believe into science that's like proven, there's record of this. There's no record that I've seen when it comes to the religion stuff. So it really just depends on the person.
I agree.
Look at it.
I agree. But I tell you one thing: human beings been around for millions of years. They proven that.
Absolutely.
You know, and you go back to religion. You look at the Bible. They talking about the world was going to end. That was hundreds of thousands of years ago.
So what's your opinion on it? Because I know they were having conversations about solar flares and stuff like that. Do you feel like that's going to be something that affects us later on down the line? Because that's something that they've been talking about a little bit more as of lately. But they're not correlating that with why it's obviously so hot, right? That doesn't make any sense. But the fact that all of these things are happening at one time, the conversation is being had, it's kind of like they're not talking about it as heavy. But if you pay attention to, you know, what they're saying, you know, it does cause some concerns, like for people like me. It's like, okay, well, that's interesting. But they'll put it out there, but they're not putting a lot of information for it. So you have to obviously go online and go down a rabbit hole and Google it. I did that a little bit on YouTube. But do you think that that's something that's going to affect us later on down the line?
Yeah, like solar flares is basically, from my understanding, is like waves of the burst off of the sun that comes and it's going to hit the planet, and it heats things up, right? Yeah, of course it does. But this is not something that we haven't experienced before. It's in my personal belief that we do go through cycles on the earth where humanity is being destroyed and rebuilt, but we always survive those. There's always a small percentage that survives. That's why we've been here for millions of years. You go to the Bible, you talk about the Great Flood. They prove that there has been big floods that wiped out humanity. There's whole civilizations at the bottom of the ocean right now. You feel me?
Right.
So in that essence, their world did end. Their revelations happened that day. You feel me? So I mean, it can't happen. I'm not saying that type of stuff can't happen. And if you look into like some of the history, there's been documentation, ancient documentation, where people actually drew depictions of aliens. You feel me? So I don't
absolutely, yeah.
This shit is none of this shit is new. I think that they're trying to make it seem like it's something different. It's this. It's that.
I don't even really feel like they're making it new. I just feel like they haven't had to openly have these conversations. But because we have the platforms that we have now, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of these things, when people, we don't, including myself, really, I don't even watch the news. If I get like the little Apple notification, you know, if it's something interesting, I'll read it, I'll go look for it. But it's like they haven't had to have those conversations because nobody's talking about it. Back in, you know, when we were younger, you know, they didn't have stuff like this. They had to go based off of whatever they put out on TV. Now you're dealing with a generation where we're not believing none of that shit. We're going to go do our own research and we're going to put it on the internet for everybody to see. So it's kind of like that guy that had those, I think they were Hispanics or something like that. They had that encounter allegedly in their backyard, and then there's cops like, look, bro, like we seen something, we just don't know what we seen type of thing. So it's like when those things on the internet, like I said, you go down your rabbit hole, it's like they don't have no choice but to confront these things. Like that's why they're only giving us like little small dosages of it. Like they're not fully like, yeah, we got this and we seen this. They're like, yeah, we have some proof. That's about it. That's all we got is some proof. Like,
I
But they
mean,
don't want to. I understand why they do it. They don't want to cause panic for people.
yeah, but I mean, only I think a certain segment of the population is going to panic because the other segment already believes this shit exists. You feel me? Like we,
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, 100%. I'm gonna be one of those people. Obviously, I'm gonna be. I feel like I would fear the. I fear the unknown. Like we were talking about that before. Like I don't like not knowing something. Like I have to know. So that would be fearful of like them being here and not know what's coming next type of thing. But I would be excited for them to be here. I don't know. I don't know if I'm weird for saying that, but I'm kind of like interested of seeing one in the flesh if they do come.
Yeah, I'm up in the
But
air
like
with
I said,
that
I have
too.
kids, so it's kind of like, dang, like if that is the end, like I have to experience that with my children. That sucks, you know. But it depends on the person.
Yeah, I'm up.
I'm not gonna be one of those people out here buying everything,
You said I'm doing what?
buying everything because you know, as soon as
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
people feel like it's the end, they go to the store and buy. I'm not doing all that.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Like when COVID kicked
I,
off and niggas was stacking up on all that. Yo, you know what's so crazy about that? And since we were talking about aliens, but it's kind of like bleeding into conspiracy theories, right? Um,
mm-hmm.
when COVID kicked off, niggas was going there buying all the food besides the fruits and vegetables. Niggas don't nobody want fruits and vegetables. They like fuck that. We we ain't gonna eat that
They
shit.
were buying meat. Like I remember I was going to the store and I couldn't find like it was the dumb shit that was missing. Like little
Mhm.
shit that I want to eat on the side while I'm camped out at home. All that shit would be gone, but like you said, the fruits and vegetables and stuff are still there. Y'all are about to be, which a lot of people can agree with. There was a lot of weight gain during that time. Nobody used their brain. Like, hey, I'm gonna be stuck at home. Let me get some healthy stuff. All that stuff was up in the store, um, and that didn't make any sense to me. And you notice that same thing though, like anytime there's a snowstorm or something like that where we have to kind of like be in the house for a couple of days, they still do that same thing then
Mhm.
they go by all of these things that if the power go out they're not going to be able to use, so it would make more sense for you to get fruits, vegetables, canned vegetables, stuff like that. They don't go by any of that.
No.
It's just fucking crazy to me. People are stupid.
Very stupid. But I agree with you. I would like I kind of want I don't know if I personally want to see an alien, but I do want us to actually see a real one, at least on social media. You feel me?
I want to see one.
In
I feel like
person.
I would have to pay good money to see one though, so I
Oh,
guess social media, TV,
yeah, yeah.
something
Yeah.
like, hey, this is the first alien that walked.
If you
We
said
don't know we don't know what we getting ourselves into though. That's the thing.
but you know what's so amazing about that, because we've been here for millions of years. We don't know any of the knowledge that the ancients knew because they knew different solar systems and galaxies without telescopes, right? They knew how to do certain things that we don't even know how they know how to do it, and we don't even know how to do it to this present day. So it's a beautiful thing because when you think about you think about the Most High, you said God, whatever, and you think about angels and stuff. They're aliens. Anything that's just not from here, that's
Yes,
aliens. You know what I'm saying? That's just an alien. That's all
yes.
an alien is. Something that is not from
Have
here.
you have you seen that movie called it has Nicolas Cage in it. It's called Knowing.
I might have, but it doesn't sound familiar to me.
It's kind of basically about what we're talking about. Like he just, you know, an alien reaches out to this one little girl and she starts writing. She had this piece of paper and she starts writing down all of these significant dates. And basically, the dates were associated with um, people, like mass people dying and stuff. So 9/11 was on the list, for
Hmm.
example. So she had a whole list of these things that were going to happen before they actually happened. And so in the movie, she gets her paper. Like they have to leave something for the future to put in the capsule. That's one of the things that she left. So Nicolas Cage and his son end up getting the paper. Long story short, on that paper, it was a date of basically like when everybody's gonna die type shit. They died from a solar flare. But the weird thing is like they had these weird, odd looking people dressed in all black,
Hmm.
and they didn't say anything. Like they would just kind of like be outside of their house watching the kid and stuff like that. But like I said, long story short, at the end of the movie, he's basically like, these two kids were chosen to come with us. And it was just so weird because it's like he didn't have no choice. Well, he had a choice to either keep his kid or, and he, die with everybody else, or he gets to go to, in my opinion, I looked at it as heaven because like I said, they look like aliens, and this thing that they got in looks like an alien ship, but once they were like going up to the, sky or whatever, to the little ship, they had wings, angel wings. And I was just like, that's I like how they incorporated both. Like you can believe in either or, but kind of like this is just gonna kind of be the end result. And I always feel like there's hidden messages in movies. So in that movie, I'm just lately during this time I've been thinking about that movie because if you watch it, you'll kind of be like, man, this makes sense of what's happening now. Never complaining about how hot it was. Like God, the Nicolas Cage, that's his actor name. I don't know what his name was in the movie, but he was in there like, oh my God, it's so hot. Like, why is it so hot? And as he's uncovering these things, he's kind of realizing like, oh shit, world ending type thing. But it's a strange movie. But like I said, the ending just kind of like sealed it all. Like I thought they were aliens. They looked like aliens, but they emerged and had angel wings. Could they be angels? Could they be aliens? Or are they both? I don't know.
Well, yeah, in my opinion, angels are aliens, and I don't think they're aliens in the terms of how we perceive aliens with big head, big eyes type shit, but more so just because they're not from this planet. Anything that's not from this planet is an alien. The same way anybody not from America that come to America, they're a legal alien. You feel me? Or
exactly.
Vice versa.
Exactly.
Some people believe that that we are the aliens, and to a degree, it could be kind of true. Yeah.
I thought about that.
Yeah. Now, without sounding crazy, do you think that we're aliens, or do you think some other unmelanated people are aliens?
Well, it's just like you said. When you're not from something, you're considered an alien. So I feel like to them, we might just be the aliens. They probably feel like they're just regular people.
Yeah.
So, in a way, yeah.
Because
I also feel like there's an alternate universe out there somewhere. They probably think that we're aliens.
Oh, facts. Listen, we live, and this is so mind-boggling when I say it. People really don't think about this. We live on a planet floating in outer space that's so perfectly aligned that if we were tilted slightly, we will either freeze to death or burn to death. We're floating out of space, spinning the whole time. There's other planets out there that we haven't been on. Then we're just in one universe, in one galaxy, in one universe, and there's millions of galaxies and millions of universes.
Probably millions of other people.
Why the fuck wouldn't it be?
Or how they say aliens type thing.
We don't even know all the animals on this goddamn planet.
I mean, I don't feel like we're, anybody's crazy for thinking what they think. I definitely believe it 150%.
Exactly.
That's why I kind of have the mindset of like, whatever happens. Like if it's, they coming back to take the souls and shit, whatever. Like do what y'all gonna do.
Well, shit.
But it would be interesting to see.
Well, don't take me and make me no motherfucking slave. I'm good, okay?
It's just kind of one of those things. It's just kind of like you have to look at it as if it definitely gets down to that point where these things are here and we can see them and we can see they ships all in the sky. It's just kind of like it's only so much that can be done at that point.
Yeah, but I think that
our government, there's no way our government is as smart as they are. There's just no way.
I don't know about that. I don't
think so.
Because first off, in my opinion, like if aliens wanted to attack us, we've been here for millions of years. Why haven't we been attacked yet?
I was just about to say that earlier. But you also got to think about it though. Aliens are considered the higher power, right? In my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
they're considered a higher power, and we are. I feel like we are exposed to what they want us to be exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're ever going to give us anything to where we can possibly outsmart them. And as humans, we're not as smart as we think we are. We're smart in our own area of expertise. Like
Mm-hmm.
I work at a bank. I'm smart at banking. But when it boils down to actually saving this goddamn planet, don't nobody know what the fuck to do but them. And if they were to come, I really don't think it will be a situation. In my opinion, I don't think it would be a situation where the government will be able to stop it. Because you got to think about it. Like you said, these people or aliens have been here for millions of years. Our shit is just now evolving for real.
That's
Like
not true though.
we go through different stages of stuff that we learn, like how our military over the years have progressively gotten better as it came with you know, technology and stuff like that. So we don't know where they are as it pertains to those. They could be way ahead of us
Mm-hmm.
as far as when it comes to technology, the knowledge, weapons, stuff like that. Like we don't know that for a fact, and I honestly don't think that we're going to be able to withstand that. I really don't. They got flying fucking big ass ships in the goddamn Pentagon. We don't have shit like that. We got planes and spaceships, but
Mm-hmm.
look how it didn't look how long it took us to do that versus them already having their shit stuff.
Well, okay. Well, check this out though. But you don't know anything about these aliens, so you don't know how long it took them to get to that point.
You're right, but I know they had flying saucers and ships before we did.
True. However, I think that we also got to take into consideration that humanity has been destroyed on numerous occasions. They don't know how these motherfuckers built the pyramids hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Right.
They don't know
Somebody does though.
we don't know how they built the shit, which means we had a higher intellect at some point in time. We've been here for millions of years as
How
well.
do we know that they built them though? How do we know the aliens didn't build them?
Then aliens didn't build them? We don't know, but why do we give the credit and doubt our own abilities? They said we couldn't fly. We got fucking planes. They said
No. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting us. I'm just saying I feel like that they are so much ahead of us in a lot of things. And I don't know this for a fact. Like I said, this is my opinion just
Mhm.
with, looking at things for what they are. I feel like they are a lot more intelligent than we are.
or
I feel like if they are up there and they're choosing now for whatever reason to come in, it's for a reason. Like you said, they've been up there for God knows how long, and they're choosing now to come. They are prepared.
or maybe they just are smart in their particular expertise, as you stated, and their expertise is being able to travel in different galaxies. But maybe they
True.
don't. Maybe they don't have certain intelligence that we got, so they observe us to learn from us, and we're trying to observe them to learn from them because we don't know.
Mhm.
Nobody knows. You feel me? And I think that they've been here. This isn't the first time they came here because as we mentioned before, you have ancient civilizations that drew pictures and depicted them in. So they've been visiting here. So we've been had some type of interaction and relationship. And then if you want to go back to the biblical thing, you talk about God and God teaching people and the angels coming down. There was interaction. You feel me? So I it's so hard to discuss that because we just don't know. We can only imagine and assume until something comes down here and this is this. And even that, the universe and galaxies are so fucking big. That's just one of probably millions. So you might look at this person, this alien, and say, "Oh, they're so much smarter. This is God. These are angels, and these motherfuckers is on the totem pole this motherfucking big, and it gets higher and higher and higher and higher. You feel me? Like, and we're probably just at like a primitive state. You feel me? And I think the only reason why we're at a primitive state is because we're not allowed to really learn. We got into a society where we are taught certain things. We are spoon-fed certain things in our
Modern day slavery.
yes, and we're taught and like when you look into history and you look at people like Alexander the Great, what he did was he got supposedly drunk And he went and he took all this ancient knowledge from these different places, Egypt, Persia, and he burnt the shit up. He took their information and he burnt the shit up. All of it. Not all of it. They tell you all of it, but not all of it. He burnt it up.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to think about when you look at these ancient civilizations, everybody talks about Egypt. Guess what? Egypt was not the only place that built pyramids. They were building pyramids in South America, in China, in Asia. They were building pyramids simultaneously all around the world. They all knew the fucking calendars. These niggas knew how they knew when fucking meteors and fucking solar flares and all that shit. They knew dates that they were going to happen thousands of years in advance. So that just tells you there was a different level of intellect that was going on at that point in time. We just get so dumbed down because we in here looking at some ass clap. We in here watching Love and Hip Hop.
It's all systematic.
Yeah, Poison. You feel me?
Because a lot of stuff that they put in black schools versus what they put in white schools, we're taught differently.
That's
so
true.
I definitely agree with what you're saying, because it's like we only know what's put in front of us. But that's just how our government works.
Exactly. Because the less you know, the easier you are to control. And to be honest with you, most of us like to be controlled.
Exactly. Hold on. So that statement you just said, the less you know, the easier it is to control you. So being said, we don't know much about those aliens, right? Mm-hmm. We don't. I don't know what the government knows. The government probably know hella shit that we don't know. But if we are just hypothetically speaking, if we don't know anything about them, what they look like for real, the level of what's the word I'm looking for? The level of intelligence that they have or anything like that. We don't know that. We don't know anything of that. Who's to say that, like you just said, that makes it easier for them to come control us? Or do whatever it is they want to do, come here and basically like, look, this is what's going to take place and y'all ain't going to do nothing about it type of thing. Like, who's to say that won't happen?
I mean, it can happen.
And I feel like if they wanted us to be able to defend ourselves against these entities, why not teach it to us? Because when you bring it up in school, it's all, oh, that's a myth, those aren't real. I feel like we would have been better off knowing what we're dealing with to be able to fight against it or whatever, or blend in or whatever to help us survive. Like, we weren't given that opportunity. We're just now hearing about this shit.
Yeah.
For on TV.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think that humanity is going to die out anytime soon. At all, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. I think like we're going to be here for a long time. And when the end of the world comes, that's when our planet dies out, because the sun dies out and it collapses in and turns into a black hole. That's supposedly what happens. And even then, they don't even know inside a black hole. It can be a portal to another dimension. We don't know.
I don't feel like we would be. I feel like soon will be the end of this time. I feel like they're going to have to rebuild shit. And I feel like it'll be a lot easier because of the things that we have now. But I do feel like something extravagant is going to happen.
I agree with you on that. I do agree with you
on that. And it's going to wipe a lot of us out.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
I don't feel like it's going to be considered the end of the world, because the world itself will still be here. But I feel like humanity probably take a big hit. That's just my opinion.
It'll be the end of the world we know.
Exactly.
And it'll be the beginning of another world. Because again, going back to what I stated earlier, I believe humanity started over multiple times. That's why they don't know. They talk about the city of Atlantis and stuff like that. They don't know. Some of the ancients wrote about certain things that we can't figure out to this day, because there was other civilizations that was here millions of years ago. For example, like they used to think, they going off the Bible, they used to think that humans been only here for like hundreds of thousands of years.
Absolutely not.
Then they thought human beings was cavemen just walking in the caves. Then they started going deeper and deeper into the earth and start finding more and more evidence that they had motherfucking Nick. They done found footprints of niggas with
Yeah,
sneakers on that was
I remember reading that.
hundreds of thousands of years old. Niggas had sneakers. Niggas had gold
I remember
grills.
reading that.
Niggas had chains. Niggas had rings. And see, they keep thinking that they keep thinking that we just was these little monkeys that slowly evolved. No, niggas been niggas for millions of fucking
That
years.
is what provided to us to teach us and to sway us to believing whatever. But of course, you have people like ourselves that aren't blinded by that stuff. Like sitting in history class, this shit was boring as fuck to me. Why? Because it's like y'all seen lying. Half of the shit in this goddamn book is fabricated. Number one. That's just what they provide us with. You guys think about it. We went from, I'm speaking as black, I'm gonna speak for the black community. We went from being able not to pick up a book to being able to go to school, but it's like you got to think about who's still controlling the narrative behind that. It's white people. Board of Education usually is always filled with white people, so they get to dictate what we know and how we learn and stuff like that. And like I said, a lot of stuff that's taught to us is bullshit versus white people. They automatically stand a chance in our society because of stuff that's put in their schools. The type of food that they eat versus what they give black schools and stuff like that. So it's easy as hell for us to go out into this society. At the end of the day, I feel like we all clueless when it comes to aliens and stuff like that. But I feel like I can't help but feel like white people probably, because of how they were taught education-wise, they probably have a little bit more information when it comes to those things than we do because we weren't offered that at school. Like I remember a guy, he had just came to our school, a little frail little boy. And he was telling us about how at their schools they entertained certain subjects. Like they would talk about, even though they weren't supposed to, he had a teacher that would talk about them going to church and stuff like that, and they would have conversations about aliens, doing little projects and research and stuff like that. We weren't allowed to do that in black schools. It's like, I don't know. You don't really hear a lot of our people talking about it either. If you pay attention to videos and articles and stuff, it's always them. We don't know much of anything about what's out there for us. But I feel like it's made to be that way.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think it is really gonna make a difference because everything's all speculation. You feel me?
It is speculation for sure because we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know until aliens come down, reveal themselves, and say, "Hey, this is this. Let me teach you about my planet," or "Oh, motherfucker, I'm about to enslave you." Then that's when we gonna know, and that's when it's gonna be. That's what is gonna be it. But I think that we're very resilient, especially black people. We've been here for millions of years, and some people could say, "Oh, well, we're the aliens," but I don't know if we're the aliens because if you look at how our body functions, we're pretty much in line with this Earth and this sun.
We can only survive here.
We don't know. We never been nowhere.
I mean, you can't go out in outer space without a freaking helmet and oxygen, right?
Are the aliens going out of space without a spaceship?
Without a spaceship?
Without a spaceship?
No, but because they can't. I mean, how would they travel around? What I'm saying is we can't live as far as what you see on TV. We can't physically live out there. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't go underneath water and survive underneath water without oxygen. We can't live without oxygen. This planet, from what I know, is the only planet that offers oxygen for us to be able to live. So I'm wondering if this is a situation where it's like the aliens, they can withstand whatever. They can live with whatever. Or is the situation they can't not come here, which is why they always hovering above us? I don't know. It's a lot of questions. It's a lot of scenarios, a lot of fabrications, a whole bunch of stuff. Like, because we just don't know. There's not any solid evidence of it, of what's actually going to take place, what these people, well, not people, but aliens, what they can do, what they can't do, and stuff. But I just know that it seems like we are specifically made to be able to just stay here on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not really programmed to be able to do anything other than that.
Not yet.
If that makes sense. Not yet, absolutely.
Not
Because we can
yet.
evolve.
Oh, we are
Evolve.
evolving.
We could probably one day be able to breathe underwater one day, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, we
Who
will.
knows?
We will. We will. Whether I don't.
I would love to be that. I would love for that to be something that we could do today. Like I would love to be able to breathe underwater.
And see, the thing is, it doesn't even have to be a physical attribute. Technology will allow us to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Technology, we will go out of space. We will go to different universes. Maybe not in our lifetime. Maybe millions of years in the future.
Eventually.
In the future, yes. If civilization doesn't go in this restart mode again, when you look at people in the pyramids and how they built the pyramids, and you look at all the ancient knowledge they knew, if we could have kept going up and there wasn't a giant flood, no telling where we would be at right now. But it just seems every time we get to something happens. It's like, oh no, you niggas is learning too much. Chill out.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, so who? It's almost like you said. Once we get to a certain point, some shit happens, and we got to start all back over. So who's to say that that's not purposely done? That's what I'm saying. We don't know where they're at intellectually, like because we don't have to start over from scratch so much. We don't know if they've ever had to start over.
Yeah,
They could be, like I said, like they could have stuff that we don't even have the minds to be able to think about yet. You know what I'm saying? Like all because we've had to start over for whatever reason. Like you said, y'all know too much. Y'all learn a little bit too much. Let's take it back. Right. That's not fair, but it makes sense.
Maybe we get scaled back because we're very destructive at times.
We are very.
So
we're destroying our own planet right now.
For sure, we definitely are. You know what? When you think about and that's just aliens, but think about this. That's just aliens. We just talk about aliens, right? There's so many different layers to life, because you think about like right now, and this might sound like some nerd shit, but right now we got motherfucking our bodies is basically a planet for microorganisms, organisms, right? Like there's bugs that live on our skin that eat our dirt off our skin every day. There's fucking bugs that live inside our body right now. We're like a fucking planet for other microorganisms. You know what I'm saying? And then when you think about that, then you think about the spiritual realm, right? That's a whole motherfucking realm. That's not even aliens. That's a whole nother fucking realm. We don't know nothing about nothing. We talking about aliens.
Well, we don't know. That's what I said. They specifically put things in school. You're going to learn this math, reading. You're going to learn the basics, and then you're going to go off and be whatever you're going to be. It's just kind of like, where would we be if we were able to learn so much more and offered so much more? We don't know nothing about nothing.
Them niggas don't know.
Don't even know that there's bugs that live on their skin. When I told somebody that, they thought I was fucking tripping. They're like, bitch, you're high. Like, no, Google it. Like, you legit have bugs, small bugs, that live on the surface of your skin. That's why you have to go take a bath every day. Like, that's why you have to keep up with your hygiene. Like, these things are real. Like, people do not know these things. They don't believe them. They think that it's just made up stuff. But it's like, hell, is it made up? How do we really know that the bugs are our skin? I don't know. Like, it's like it keeps going. It keeps going. You just don't know. But yeah, absolutely. We have things living in us, on us. We make whole humans. Like, it's a very interesting thing. Like, for sure.
I know.
It is. It's amazing.
It is amazing. It's amazing.
I was amazing as a mother having my first child. Like, nothing grows into a whole human being. Like, it's pretty cool. Us as humans, we can do some amazing things. I just wish that we would put more effort into like bettering our world and our, like I said, the planet and stuff like that. Like, just use our minds for good. We be trying to use our minds to figure out how to make more money and how to scam and how to
Scam.
get people to pay more taxes and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
let's use our brain to really figure out something that not that money matters. That just makes the world go round and round. But it's like we got to put our minds somewhere else eventually to be able to continue to evolve as people.
That's a fact.
People do not have access to certain resources, education, and stuff like that. Like some stuff should just be taught to us just because we need to know, not the basics, and not being able to have these conversations or even know what y'all talking about on the news because we're not exposed to those things. But again, that's why they're trying to take TikTok down because TikTok exposes us to so much. We get to talk to people who live in different countries, brought up different ways, people who have things going on in their country that nobody is supposed to know about. You know what I'm saying? Like TikTok is like literally Google right now with videos. Like
Yeah,
like it's just like you can find so much stuff on there and they hate it because that stuff is not offered to us on the news what they want us to see and learn. It's not told to us in school. But you go on TikTok, people are like, dang, what?
Yeah.
People in China do what? Like, you know.
And then you
I don't know.
You got people that know how to meditate and block off pain. You got people that know how to bend their body. Like there was a guy that knew how to swallow shit and move his organs inside his body when he swallowed shit so he couldn't get hurt. Like he would swallow a sword and he knew how to move the organs in his body so it couldn't get penetrated. Just think about that. There's people out there that are
crazy.
Born with no eyesight and they can use echo. What is it called? The dolphin shit, that echo shit, where they can basically make a noise and the echoes ricochet off their environment and they can fucking see. And they're blind. I swear to goodness, look it up.
Yeah.
Like, so we don't even, like, you know, we talk about aliens. We don't even know how extraordinary we fucking are because, like you said.
Absolutely. I amaze myself every day.
Mm-hmm.
Some like, and I'm not being weird. I'm not over exaggerating. Like, if my sister were here, she could literally, like, right-handed. But, like, literally, I be knowing stuff before they happen. And I don't know how I know these things. Like, and it just be with, like, everyday life stuff. Like, I'm going to give you a prime example. So I was sitting on the couch with, you know, my sister, and my son was in his room, and he was just, you know, moving around, just doing, I don't know what he's doing there. And I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm just like, and I have this whole vivid vision of him breaking his TV, right? And eventually I was like, hey, like, I don't know what you in there doing, but you got to chill out, right? So I go outside, I come back, and I go use the bathroom, and he comes in there crying. I'm like, what's wrong? I broke my TV. Like, I literally just sat on the couch and saw this whole thing happen. Like, it's so weird. Like, I have numerous of times where I've, like, told somebody something was going to happen, and it does. And it's just, like, it's so weird. I amaze myself with it every day. Like, it's like, I'm not saying that I'm, like, psychic or I'm this special person, but it's like, if you are in tune with yourself and you pay attention to yourself and you know yourself, you can, like that guy that's moving his organs and shit around, he had to literally sit down and learn how to do that and learn his body and stuff like that. You'll be surprised what your mind knows, or with a new hobby that you may come up with, or a new, you know, special something about yourself. She'd be like, dang, like, I did not know I could do this. Like, I don't know how I'm able to do things like that, but I just do. Like, I don't know. And it's not with everything. It only comes at certain periods of time.
So you be on your That's So Raven shit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'll be having them little, you know, we haven't heard visions and stuff, but I could be casually having a conversation with somebody and they'll say something, and I'll have like this whole, like, my mind be planned out this whole thing as to how it's gonna happen. And it usually happens that way. It's so weird. It's really weird. But I don't know. I like it.
No, that sounds dope. You know, when they talk about the law of the universe, some people believe that we all are in tune to the God being the Most High, so we can all tap into these things. It's just about clearing your mind of the bullshit. Yeah,
You have to pay attention. Like, I have never been a big reader, like, ever. I just started getting into reading this year and, like, not paying attention so much to social media and stuff. and it has cleared my mind a whole lot. Like now, when I get on social media, I'm not really interested in it too much. Before it's like, oh, I gotta get on Instagram and do this. Now it's just more so, okay, I'm gonna read a book today. I'm gonna chill. I'm not gonna get on social media. Reason being is because TV and social media does not provide us any substance whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Does it give us good information? Yes. Do we sit on TikTok for hours and just scroll and watch videos, and then we look up, it's like 2 hours has passed? That's not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. You have to feed your mind every day, whether it's you reading a quick poem or whatever. Like you and do stuff besides work. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm at work in between my calls, I try to do something to, give my brain food. Like you have to feed your mind. And if you're feeding your mind fake shit all day, you're not gonna be in tune with yourself, let alone any other human. That's why that just goes down in the rabbit hole. That's why people can't have genuine relationships because of these devices and shit. Like you gotta, only way you can really get to know somebody is if you text them. Sitting in front of somebody having a conversation is so awkward these days. It shouldn't be like that. So I started reading and that helped me. Like I would just go on my little Apple bookstore, see a book is interested, and my goal for that week is to finish that book.
Oh, I'm gonna have to put you onto some books.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Because I'm running out of books. Like I don't like books that's like I hate books like romance. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, because I had read one romance book. It was pretty good, but for the most part, like I like books that's like helping me think outside the box.
Yeah.
Giving me different ideas of how to look at things, different perspectives and stuff like that. All that fictional shit, I don't like reading that. That's basically like me watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
I rather like I just finished a book. It was called The Power of Positive Thinking. I love that book.
I think I heard that one.
Yeah, that book was really good, and like I said, it changed my perspective on certain things. I need to find a book on just not to be delusional, because I'm delusional as hell sometimes. Somebody need to write a book about not being about not being delusional, or how not to be delusional.
You're not delusional. It's just
I could be delusional sometimes.
Okay. I don't know.
I could be delusional sometimes.
Look.
It's like, oh yes, I see that flag is red, but I can turn it green, and I just, instead of just realizing like this, that's a red flag, look at it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I just act like I don't see it, and I'm delusional as hell. Like I feel like I can change things, but I can't. So, but yeah, if you know a book on that, I would definitely read it.
There's a book. I don't know if it might help you on that a little bit. There's a book by Robert Greene, who's a very good author, and it's called The Laws of Human Nature. I got my daughter reading it right now. It's called The Laws of Human Nature, and it basically tells you about like how people act and how people think, and how you can sometimes use that to your benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like all positive and negative experiences have a lesson to be learned out of them. You feel me? So, you might see something like, oh, this is a red flag. And of course, if you continue to go down the cycle of negative, bad behaviors, choices and stuff like that, it's going to negatively affect you. Just to go back to the Bible, when the Bible says that for the wages of sin equal death, for me, that means when you continue to do certain things, eventually it's going to lead to your demise, whether that's drinking, smoking, fucking, stealing, killing. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's just eventually, or just being lazy.
That's so true.
You feel me? Like it's going to lead to your demise one way or another.
That is so true. I needed to hear that, because I ain't never been a big smoker. Like I used to smoke weed. Like I can smoke weed once a month, that'd be fine. But now I have to have it every day.
Sounds stressful.
And like when I don't have weed, bro, I'll be sitting over here like, oh my god, like everything is just like I have to have it. But I feel like that's as a result of other stuff, which you already know. It's like, dang, motherfucker got me smoking, stressed. But no, that's true though.
Listen, this is my theory, right? To go back into the supernatural, right? I don't know if there's a heaven, and I don't know if there's a hell. right? We will hope
Mhm.
that is, because when you think about things, we think about, oh, this is good and bad, but good and bad is subjective. It's based on your culture and your cultural views, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Um, so, and if there's good and evil, and the Most High created everything, then the Most High created evil as well, right? So it's all about the yin and yang. It's about balance. Life is about balance. You don't want to be too happy, because then when you're too happy and there's no bad days, you're gonna be like, this happy shit is so annoying. You feel me? When there's all bad days, you're gonna be like, damn, I hate it here. You feel me? So when you get that balance, you're happy. You like, you can respect the fact that, man, I struggled and now I'm finally here. Man, I was crying
Mhm.
and I'm fucking happy now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what life is
Yeah.
about. It's about this balance. The whole universe is about balance. You feel me? So when you talk about, you see these red flags and you want to change and you keep going through them, you're living in your own hell, and you're choosing to
Mhm.
live in your own hell. And you can choose. It's a mentality to live in heaven. You can be the poor person and you can be a rich person, and you can still be in heaven or hell, no matter what, the situation. You got to sit there and you got to choose to stop creating your own hell. The focusing on, and I do it too, focusing on negative things, you know what I'm saying? Focusing instead of
Mhm.
the positive, you know what I mean? Continues the same cycle. Another book you might want to read is called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. It's a very good book. And what that book is, like, a man, he's saying that he's having a conversation with the devil. It's not like no devil worshiping shit, like nothing like that. But he's so called having a
Mhm.
conversation with the devil, and the devil is telling him, listen, I'm not this person with these horns that you think I am. I'm the opposition. And what that means is there's a positive energy and I'm the opposite. My goal is to knock you off your track so that you don't get to where you're supposed to be. And that, not heaven, but I'm talking about in life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When you in line with who you supposed to be, that's when you get in tune. You got your visions. That's when you happy. You living the life you want to live, the life that you agreed to live when you came to this earth. But when you keep going in this cycle, which he called hypnotic rhythm, it's like you get hypnotized. When you continue to wake up every day, hate your life, you continue to smoke, drink, you continue to lust. How people becoming like rapists. You know how people become rapists? They be focused on lust so motherfucking much. You feel me?
Mhm.
To the point where at first
Yeah.
they just looking at porn every day. The porn is good. Then they get tired of the regular porn. Now they looking at the hardcore porn. You feel me? Now they looking at people like,
I feel like everybody,
damn.
whether they believe in that stuff or not, because like you said, it could just be an energy thing. It may not be a heaven or hell. It might just be energy, and it might just be all in our minds, but we can't help but think that way because it's taught that way.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I feel like whether people believe or not, I feel like it's just good to just pray anyway. Even
Yeah.
if you're not praying to anything, just do it. Like I know somebody right now. It seems like you know that saying, if it's not one thing, it's another.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like their life is like that. Like it's like if it's not one thing today, it's gonna be something tomorrow. Like it's just like, and I don't say anything because they've already vocalized like they don't believe in that type of thing. But it's kind of like on the outside looking in. When I'm a type of person, I don't pray every night, but I do, pray, and I try my best to just be as positive as I can. And when I see somebody who's just like seem like they fighting these demons every day, it's like it's hard to watch, but it's kind of like I don't know what to say. I even try to, give them like these, some books to read and stuff like that. But it's just like, dang, bro, it's like you watching somebody just going down a path of destruction almost. And it's like you can stop it, but it's like it's something within your mindset that's causing you to be able to be fighting these demons every day. And all you can just do is probably just pray, not, you know, like I said, you don't have to necessarily just be praying to God. Just get all that negative stuff out. Cause like you really going through some shit right now, and I can see you fighting these demons every day, and it's like it's draining me. Like I don't know if that's a thing, but it's like being around somebody who's going through that, and that energy kind of like rubs off on you a little bit. Not to where it's making me like be negative, but it's almost like I feel drained
Mm-hmm.
because I'm watching this person go through this.
Yeah.
It's like it's really nothing I can do about it, nothing I can say. So what do you do in that position? Do you leave that friend hanging? Like what do you do? Like
Do,
it's
do,
like it's sad to watch. It is.
Oh, oh,
really sad to watch.
are we trying to get a therapy session in here? You know what I'm saying? You want some
It's not a
advice?
therapy session. I mean, because I feel like everybody has somebody
Yeah,
in their life where they're watching them go down the wrong path, and they don't have to do that. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like something in your something can stop you from thinking the way that you think, or help you be more of a positive person. But I don't feel like there's anything personally that I could do for this person. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out here that know somebody like that.
Oh yeah, we all do.
In their family, all of that, like a sibling, somebody.
We all fighting demons every single day. It just depends. The only difference is some people can handle it differently than others. We're all fighting demons.
I will say, I'm gonna jump in right here really quick. I'm gonna just say that it's either they fighting demons or they get in the karma. One or the other.
True, true, very much true.
Karma is, if it's karma, karma eating their ass up.
True,
I'm
true, true. Listen,
like, I hate watching stuff like that.
it is
So
what
it could
it
be either
is.
or.
It is what it is. You know, like life is a journey, and until you learn from your mistakes and start doing positive to yourself and to others and putting out positive energy, then you're going to get what you put out. And when you put out that and you get it, you got to be an adult enough to say, okay, I deserve this.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Like this is what, you know what I'm saying? I deserve.
Have you been in a position like that?
Yeah.
Like got your karma, and you're like, all right, bro, I gotta take it to the 10. Like this.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I burglarized a house. And yeah, I burglarized a house, and we ended up getting in trouble for it. People ended up telling on people. I didn't tell on nobody, but I got told on whatever.
So you're not a snitch.
Nah. I don't even play by the street shit. Like I don't care about none of that shit. But But what ended up happening, I remember one time that my mom kicked me out of the house because something happened, but she kicked me out of the house, and she didn't really want me to go, but I left. And I remember hiding my clothes in the woods, and someone found it and they took it. Right, they took all my clothes. And I felt like, man, that was my karma because, I broke in somebody's house before and we took a bunch of their stuff, not really clothes, but a bunch of their stuff.
Right, yeah.
And it was like, I got it. It came back. That's what I deserved. You feel me? And I could do nothing but
you just gotta take it.
Yeah, it sucked, but
have
it
you
is
ever
what
met
it is.
somebody that can't take their karma? I don't think I've met anybody
Tons
that
of
can't
people.
take their karma.
Tons of people.
Me personally, I can't remember.
Shit.
I don't know. I've had situations where I got my karma back, and I know that for a fact that's my karma, and I just cried out, like, girl, you did what you did. It's right back in front of you. So, yeah. I feel like I got my karma back with my daughter. So I used to give my mom a lot of attitude, and my daughter's giving me a lot of attitude. So, you're going to get your karma back one way or another. But when I have somebody in front of me going through karma, I be wondering, did you do something to me? And I'm watching you go through your karma, like, what did you do to me type of thing. Have you ever had that? Like you see something bad happen to constantly bad happening to somebody, and you're wondering if it's a result of karma that they've done to you or currently doing to you.
I would say like for my daughter's mom, that I would feel like some of the stuff has to do with some of the things she's done to me and other people. Yeah, for sure. And I just be clapping, and it sound petty, but I'll be clapping.
I be feeling bad. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I really wish I was that person, but I be feeling bad. Like I have my ex, like I cannot stand him, like at all. Like literally cannot stand. Somebody was like, "Hey, either do crack or go back and be with your ex." I'm doing crack type of thing, and whatever happens, happens. But when he be going through certain things, like I be feeling bad. Like, and I be wondering, if something wrong with me. Like, I feel bad for these people when they go through things. I don't know. People do fucked up shit to me all the time, and then I cry about it or whatever. But when it comes to me doing fucked up shit to somebody else, I can't do it. I don't have it in me to be a fucked up person. Have I done some horrible shit? Absolutely. But as I've gotten older, it's just like I don't have it in me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk cash shit always. I tell somebody I beat their ass in a heartbeat, but am I really gonna beat your ass? I don't know. But I don't have it in me.
You got a good heart. That's probably what it is. You got a good spirit. You got good energy. And you know what? We got so off track that we're gonna probably have to have this
I
conversation.
know, I know, I know. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. You're
That's
fine.
what I'm saying. You go down a rabbit hole with these things. It's deeper than what's at the surface, for sure.
So we can talk about karma. We can talk about karma tomorrow as well. It don't matter. We can talk about whatever because this, what I really like with the podcast. My goal was to have these conversations and it's just to feel like a natural conversation opposed to an interview. You feel me?
Hmm.
Interview is cool, but I really wanted to make it feel like
Too formal.
yeah. I wanted to seem like two friends or a couple friends just conversating about things we would conversate on a regular about anyways.
You want to know something though? A lot of people don't like the type of conversation me and you have. I can never have this conversation with other people because one, either they just dumb, stupid, or slow.
Hmm.
One of those three, or they just not intellectually there to be able to have type of conversation. So I get drained talking to people sometimes because it's like I'm talking to a wall. Like, yeah, I don't know nothing. So
I I agree. And so what the universe did is me and you got a line. We obviously don't think 100% the same, but we're mature enough
hmm
to have these conversations, and we're going to continue to have these conversations. It don't matter if it's about karma, aliens. It don't matter about presidents. We can talk about anything because that's what I want to do. That was the whole
hmm
objective of the whole podcast is because I tend to have conversations with people, and I'm like you, where people don't think the same way. So when they hear you, they're like, "Oh, yeah, you're different." You know what
or
I'm saying?
don't even have the mind capacity to kind of open up their minds a little bit to see where I'm coming from or what these things mean. Like they don't have that capacity to do that. It's just kind of like tunnel vision. That's just kind of like what it is type of thing. It's like okay, I don't like talking to people.
It's all about money and leveling up and partying or the
Ain't
celebrities.
nothing wrong with money, but you can't let that be the thing that drives you because again, money has no substance. There's
Hmm.
no substance with money. Money comes in and money goes out. My check be gone before I even get paid. So why would I let something that like that drive me every day?
Hmm.
Like if that's the case, I ain't got no power because I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. My money is gone. So it's like people that live like that. I don't judge. I can't relate. I can't. It's crazy. People's mindsets are just how they are. They, who's to say we not the crazy ones? I don't know. Maybe we the crazy ones.
We're not
You
because
never know.
no, we're not. And this is why I say we're not the crazy ones because these ideas that we're having aren't new, and that is the reason why we keep evolving as a species because we have
Mhm.
certain individuals that sit down and they said, I don't want to go to the club and get drunk. Or sometimes they do. But I want to figure out why the fuck I got these bugs crawling on me. Why my skin itching? Let me look underneath the microscope. For real. Just like them niggas that went in the ocean. Everybody laughed at them. They did some goofy shit for sure. But at some point in time, we're going to get to the bottom of the fucking ocean. We're going to, and we're going to crack the code of what it is to be a human being. We're going to crack the code of everything about this earth. We're going to figure this shit out, and that's how we
Yeah.
evolve. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like people
Risk.
said back in the day, oh, one day we're gonna fly. Motherfucker said, Nick, please fly, nigga. You will never fly. Next, you know, them
Right.
two
And we did.
motherfuckers jumped in the sky, and now we got planes, right?
Yeah. That's true.
You feel
That is
me?
true. You have a point.
If we go back in time with these motherfucking iPhones and we can show these motherfucking FaceTime that we talking face, I can see somebody live across the world. They be like, "What? What the fucking
Yeah.
magic you got going on here?" You feel me? Like we,
Yeah. No, we have evolved a lot. Like
yeah.
even as kids, I remember certain things as kids versus as an adult. It's just like, dang, like I came a long way. Like there's no way you could have handed me as a child an iPhone and expect me to do with that. But it's like kids these days now, you hand them a damn phone, it's a toddler, they know what to do. So it's like we have evolved in our brains keep up with those things and stuff like that. We just have to continue to evolve and put our brains together and stuff. So I don't know. We're gonna have to push this generation that's coming up though. I don't know. It's concerning.
I
That's
mean,
why I was like, I feel like y'all don't realize we might be closer than we think to having to get back up and start over because this new generation is just like
well,
they so like they're ballsy. Don't get me wrong, they ain't scared of nothing and they are ballsy and they speak up for themselves. I will say that. Like they're very vocal. But it's like a lot of times when you have these conversations with these individuals that seem bold and woke and they really ain't talking about it.
yeah, true. But there's two sides of the coin. You got a lot of ratchet, ignorant people that are go getters, got a lot of ambition, and then you have on the other side of the coin, you got a lot of young people that are entrepreneurs, and they're getting the bag like no other. They're thinking outside the box. They're saying fuck college. They're saying fuck the history. We gonna learn. So there's always going to be some type of balance. You got the dumbasses, and then you got the other people on the side of the field that people don't talk about that are really leveling up. So
They are, especially with youngest.
Exactly.
I don't think in our age group there was a lot of versus now a lot of people doing the things that they are doing at their age. I will say that. Like you be seeing 23-year-olds out here that's like millionaires and shit
Facts.
off of smaller stuff, and you be like, oh wait.
Facts.
So yeah, absolutely, it's definitely some bright people within the bunch. I'm just hoping that they just continue on to that track and not let the bad apples, get in the office and stuff like that.
Listen, it's always going to happen.
Gotta raise your kids right. Start at home.
Facts. And see, we agree on that. We agree on that heavy. Trust me. Like, we in tune. Yeah, we in tune.
I don't play with my kids. I let them know. Like, I keep it a book in a appropriate way, but I let them know, like, no. Same consequences that you would have out in the real world, your consequences here. You fuck up, you're going to spend the day in your room.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing. That's equivalent to jail. You don't like how that feels. Imagine how you feel as an adult. There's a method to the things that I do, for sure. But it starts at home. And a lot of these parents don't realize that.
True. So let's wrap up the conversation because we went everywhere. I would delete a lot of it towards the end. However, we will have these conversations. Like I promise you, we can have any conversation. Like we can talk about anything. And it's not always me. I do got a brother that's part of the podcast, but a lot of times he's out like hanging with his friends and shit like that. So I'm glad I found you because it was times I want to do a podcast and I can't because he's not here, and I don't want to have to rely on anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he will be in some of the conversations, and sometimes, hopefully, when I see you, it'll be 3, 4, 5 of us. Sometimes, actually, only 4 of us because I got access to putting 4 mics at one time, so it can only be 4 people. Actually, I'm lying. It can be 5. I can do 4 mics and 1 Bluetooth. The Bluetooth that like you're coming in through Bluetooth right now. That's why when I was like, oh, you can't. I'm gonna play this music. You can't hear the music because it's.
I did hear it.
Oh, you heard it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know.
I didn't hear it last time. I heard it today.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know you heard it. All right. So because I'm gonna chop a lot of this stuff out. So let's end on the whole fucking sci-fi shit, you know what I mean? We'll figure we can end it on the sci-fi shit, and then I'll edit that and just paste it in towards the end. So yeah, I think that when it comes to all this alien shit, like it's to me it's gonna be like it's gonna be to be continued. I don't know what the government is doing. I honestly think that they got something up the sleeve for sure. They know something. And they're giving it microdosing to us just to make it seem like they on our side. Like what's going? Because right now they're acting like they're beefing amongst each other. Oh, the Air Force didn't tell us this, and they won't give us access to this.
That's what they do.
Yeah, just weird shit.
You gotta see past that stuff, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely something bigger going on behind the scenes. Hell, even them giving us these little dosages may be covering up something else. We don't know. But it's definitely something that is to be continued.
Mm-hmm.
Because we will see, even if we don't see it in our time, our children will see it. Maybe, I don't know. But they're here.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure.
I can't wait to see an actual video though, like surface on TikTok. Oh my God, like I just want to see it. Like I keep hearing stories and like, oh my God, this and that. Like I just want to see it. But I don't know why. I don't think I would be scared. Do you think they're like super tall? Do you think they're like giant, or you think they're like little?
I think there's a different, several different species. There's supposedly super small ones, and then the one that the dude seen recently in the backyard, they said it was about 7 feet or 10 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah, do you want to see that? Do you want to see a motherfucking person the size of
7
Shaq?
feet, 7 probably won't be that bad. Now 10, I don't know. I'm running.
Have you ever seen a 7 foot tall person?
I gotta look all the way. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's still big as
that.
fuck.
I mean, no, it is because I definitely like 6 foot compared to me. I definitely have to look up, but 7
Tall person. And try to be friends with it. And then there's gonna be ones that's gonna be violent. Get the motherfucking gun. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna turn ugly.
I feel like the best way to be is friendly. I feel like that's the key to survival.
The best thing is to keep your motherfucking distance.
And it also depends on how they come in those. Because if they come in on some neutral, gentle shit, like yeah, they scary, but be fucking nice. They ass might kill you right there on the spot for doing all that weird shit. I'm not. I'll be scared on the inside, but on the outside, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna try to make it on the ship with them if that's possible. Like I don't want to die. So
you gonna be? Oh yeah, you keep thinking the world coming to an end.
Yeah, like if it's a situation, they're like, "Hey Olivia, you trying to slide?" Yeah, can my kids come? You know, type shit. Like I don't know.
Yeah, they be like, yeah.
I think it'd be cool. I feel like that really would fuck with me though.
Like, yeah, Olivia, you trying to slide, and you come slide. Next thing you know, they having all types of fun with you on that.
I ain't gonna be by myself. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be other humans that's gonna come.
And they have all the men chained up, and they be out there having some fun with the females. You don't know.
You don't know that though.
Huh?
You don't know that though.
You don't know that.
These aliens probably be some nice aliens. So they probably just be like, they're just probably on some shit like, look, we tired of y'all fucking up our planet, so we coming to take this shit back.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the fuck y'all gotta go, but y'all gotta get up out of here. Like, it might just be on some chill shit. They probably not even here to kill us.
Yeah, who knows? I don't want to see one, but on the TikTok, man, don't come knocking on my. Now,
yeah, I'm gonna bring the alien straight to you.
Don't you dare.
Like, hi, this is. What's your name? That's what.
And alien. The alien's cool. I'm like, I bet. Well, you gotta give me the lottery numbers,
bro. The podcast will go viral. We get one of them to come on here.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, we in there.
But the
government definitely not gonna fuck with us.
But we gotta shoot it at your house, not here.
Why we gotta do it at mine?
Because I don't want them to know where I live.
I don't want them to know where I live. We can go do it somewhere else. We can go do it at a park or something. I don't fucking know. It ain't gonna be here.
That's for sure. But listen,
what's up though. That's what's up though.
Yeah, it was.
Alien.
It was fun talking to you. We're gonna chop this up because we jumped into a whole bunch of different things. That there's so many topics we can talk about: aliens, afterlife. Like I said, we can talk about like the typical shit, relationships. Let's talk about any and everything the way that we talked about it today, because that's the way I like to talk. But it was definitely fun talking to you. And any last things you want to say? Any word of advice for the people that's going to die pretty soon because the world ended?
I don't know, man. Just pray.
Just pray. Yeah,
That's
I agree.
It. I have a lot of things I need to pray about, so I feel like people just need to pray. Like I said earlier, even if you're not praying to anything, just pray. Get all that shit off of your conscience and your spirit.
I agree.
Because a lot of y'all walking around here with some dark spirits.
Oh, I agree.
Y'all need to cleanse that. All them soul ties and shit. But that's a conversation for another day.
Oh, yeah.
Just pray.
Definitely. And again, it was fun having you. I love your energy. So I will catch you.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. We can do it anytime, multiple times. Do you know how to do video editing?
I don't, but my sister does.
Do you know how to do audio editing?
My sister does.
Okay, okay. We might have to get you. I
She
know how
don't
to
be
do too.
doing nothing. I mean, like, when she here, she'll be doing nothing. So if need be or you need assistance with that, I definitely don't mind asking her. She's more with the tech savvy than I am.
Uh-huh.
I know how to do just enough, but she does photography. She does all of that stuff. So she's very kind of like in the loop when it comes to those things.
Oh shit,
So.
she ain't doing nothing, man. We gotta get on the team. I got all the
I'll
equipment.
definitely ask her. I'll ask her.
I
sure.
bet, cause I got all the equipment. Trust me when I tell you that.
Amen. She needs something to do.
I bet,
She needs
bet.
something to do. I'll ask her.
All right, so I'm gonna catch you later. Again, enjoy the rest of your day. We're gonna pick up with this alien, sci-fi, supernatural shit on another time, and karma too. All right,
Yes, we definitely have a conversation about that.
and take your ass to bed.
But
'Cause I
all
know you're
right.
sleepy.
Well, good night.
All right, good night.
It's nice talking to you.
Same
Bye.
here. Bye bye. And that's the end of that.